that garbage can orbit of Donald Trump. No doubt that he's nervous.
What'd you do?
On Tuesday, April 4th, 2023, Donald Trump entered a Manhattan courtroom and pled not guilty to 34 crimes.
Squash it.
I'm going to.
Fucking movie star. You're a fucking movie star.
Said tick, tick, tick.
Shouldn't speak with my mouth full, but we need to get something really, really straight and correct. Hope Hicks is not some random employee. Hope Hicks got a job working for former guy. She was a close friend of Ivanka Trump, and Trump saw her in a fashion show. She had a lot of power. She knew what was going on. Everything she is saying is not some part of a deep state conspiracy theory. It's not some leftist person with an agenda. This is somebody who was, at one stage, she saw Trump as daddy, father figure. So what she has to say can't be taken with a pinch of salt. Sorry, I'm spitting my food out here, but she is credible.
She's likely going to be the last person on the witness stand today, which means the jury's going to go home talking about her over the course of the weekend. That's the first thing that stands out to me. The defense is now deeply regretting that they have been put under the gag order because former President Trump keeps threatening people, because you want to know she's going to take the stand before she does, because it's very common for people to underestimate what all she saw, what all she knows. But if you're wondering why it's important, Hamilton has a song about it. You want to be in the room where it happened, and she puts you there.
This is October 2nd, is the chronicling of Hope Hicks about when she received that initial email from David Fairholt at the Washington Post about the exchange that Donald Trump had in 2005 with Billy Bush, in which he, in very vulgar terms, described sexually abusing women. I want to be clear here, where Hicks is describing now that she was on the 14th floor of Trump Tower when she received that email. Of course, October 2nd was 5 days before ultimately the article was published there. And she says, that, quote, "I was very concerned. I was concerned about the contents of the email, lack of time to respond, had the transcript, but not the tape." She says that she sent it then to other campaign leadership, including Jason Miller, David Bossie, Kellyanne Conway, and Steve Bannon. She goes on to describe the way in which the leadership roles that these individuals held, and as we're working our way through here, she went to go talk to the group of them on the 25th floor. She is now saying Jason Miller again, and we should know Jason Miller is a part of his current 2024 operation. Of course, Kellyanne Conway, Steve Bannon, Jared Kushner, Stephen Miller. She says perhaps Chris Christie was there. The whole group. They had been upstairs. They were practicing up on the 25th floor for debate prep.
Can I just say the most ridiculous thing? Kayleigh McEnany, we all know, was part of the 45th administration. She was White House press secretary. She's employed, as far as I know, by Fox Entertainment to be some type of authority on Trump. Working in the White House press communications, you clearly had daily contact with Hope Hicks. You clearly know who Hope Hicks is. You clearly have a view with regards to what Hope Hicks has stated this Friday, the 3rd of May 2024 in court. Yet Kayleigh McEnany, watch for yourself, says nothing, like nothing. To the people who watch Fox, is there really, like, you can put one finger through there and it will go straight through because there's air in between?
That Todd Blanche made on this gag order. It was fascinating to me. First, a pretty obvious point. He said the press is peppering him with questions. I mean, I literally heard a CNN reporter shouting at Trump, "Tell us what you think of David Pecker's testimony." So the media is shouting these questions, obviously related to the 24 campaign, despite this being separate in the mind of the judge. He's supposed to just be silent and walk off. He can't defend himself in the midst of a campaign. That makes no sense. And Todd Blanche also said Joe Biden has mentioned this case. He mentioned, quote, to quote the president, "Donald has had a few tough days, stormy weather." So the current president can make this allusion to Stormy Daniels, but the guy he's running against then can't speak. That makes no sense. And then Todd Blanche laid out all of the times Michael Cohen has talked about Trump in a Politico article where he said, question the truth-telling of Donald Trump. To your point, TikTok. Todd Blanche says Michael Cohen's making money off TikTok. Todd Blanche says Michael Cohen's shopping a TV show. These are all the arguments of Donald Trump's defense, and they're powerful arguments. But the part that stuck out to me was when they reconvened yesterday. Donald Trump's attorney came to the judge and gave him a pile of
Something that's interesting that has come out of court this Friday is Hope Hicks, when this was all exploded around her, turned to Jared Kushner saying, Jared, could you put a call into Rupert Murdoch and try and get some type of, cover-up going? Jared said he was a bit busy.
So, Danny, what kind of a witness is Hope Hicks? And so different from all of the other witnesses, the other 8 witnesses that the prosecution has brought forth so far.
I'm betting Hope Hicks is a good witness for the prosecution, a strong witness because, number one, they're calling her. But number two, we already know she doesn't have the same credibility and morality issues as some of these other witnesses, whether that be Keith Davidson, Michael Cohen, or even David Pecker. She may be a very effective witness because she's someone who was just an observer.
Stares and dirty faces. If you're innocent, I tend to be thinking you'd be smiling a lot. If you're petrified, you may end up being clunk, click, locked up. I'll leave it to Lawrence O'Donnell to explain just how former Diaper Don Paulioni is, his behaviour.
This was my first day yesterday. Everyone said it was the strangest thing they'd ever seen him do in a courtroom. He was getting up to leave, and I was sitting actually in the late afternoon at an even closer seat to Trump than the one in that shot we just showed. I was on the aisle, and so when he was walking by my position at the aisle, he decided he was going to stare at me in what I'm sure he was hoping was some kind of intimidating look. But he was trying to load so much into it, anger and hatred, that it just became a crazy look. It was just a crazy face. And I was just, lightly smiling back at him, hoping he could read my mind, which would have been, if I had a question, how stupid does it feel that your life has ended up in this room in this way? I was completely relaxed about it, but it was very peculiar. And of course, and I said last night, at the last word, 10 p.m., where I'll be reporting again tonight, that Donald Trump shouldn't have done that. He shouldn't have given the whole room this hateful reaction to someone in the audience and letting everyone see how much just the presence of another person in that audience got to him. And of course, today, he took my instruction from last night on television, and this time he studiously avoided looking at me. And there was a moment during a recess where he turned around and was looking at the entire audience, just letting his eyes wander around the room. It's something he likes to do. He likes to see who's there. Anderson Cooper was across the aisle from me. That's the kind of thing that Donald Trump likes to take in. And his eye movement was flawless in the way it stopped right at the line of the man sitting beside me, and would never then move another, half inch to take me in. It was the most studious avoiding of eye contact that I think I've
Inside Donald Trump's prison cell, the surroundings are like any other small enclosed space. The walls are gray concrete, and a narrow cot with a thin mattress is the only piece of furniture. A tiny metal sink and toilet combo sit in one corner, while a small barred window allows a sliver of natural light to filter in. The sound of clanking bars echoes through the air as guards patrol the hallway outside.
What is... President Trump is 76 years old. He will die in federal prison.
Trump spends his days pacing the limited floor space. The once powerful man now finds himself in a place of confinement.